Well, here we are. Another Friday. Another glorious, lovely Friday. What the fuck are you two doing? Seriously, I'm trying to do a show here, and you two are sitting here trying to have a fight. Like, what the fuck's going on? Come on, you got food, you got water, you're fine. Sorry, my lovely little children here want in on the fun, evidently. Anyway, happy Friday. Second week of January. Hope everyone's having a great week. I wish I was. Not so much, not really. It's not been a great week for me, I'm not going to lie. It's actually been kind of shitty, that's for sure. As anyone knows, before we get started, I would just like to point out my home state of California, Los Angeles, is currently on fire. And I have provided a link down there for the Los Angeles Fire Department for anyone who wants to donate and to help out any way they can for the emergency fund there. Because in case you've been living under a rock, most of LA is on fire. Not most of LA, but a lot of LA is on fire. There's massive blazes going on, a lot of high winds. A lot of people are losing their homes. A lot of celebrities are losing their homes. So if you could, anything to help, I've provided a link there again for the Los Angeles Fire Department Emergency Fund down there in the description. Without that said, though, without further ado, welcome to Friday Phil. I'm your host, Uncle Phil. Right there. You can follow me everywhere there except that fucking cesspool place owned by Elmo Musk. That guy, a fucking loser. You can also do me that favor, that whole, this thing right here. That'd be great. Just do that. I would love you forever if you did that. But here we are on a Friday. It's kind of a lackluster Friday. Not much going on, depending on what you're talking to. A lot of interesting news bits this week for sure. Like Will Smith possibly cryptically teasing maybe a Matrix appearance. Tom Holland and Zendaya apparently got engaged, which is super cool. Armie Hammer is making a comeback in like the most weirdest way possible. We'll touch on that. And a lot of cool shit. Also, as of recording today, we are in the 26th anniversary of Batman Beyond. Today was the day it debuted on, I believe it was Fox Kids WB TV, something like that. When and where did that show debut? Kids WB, that's what it was. January 10th, 1999, and Kids WB. I remember distinctly watching this show, its debut, and just being blown the fuck away by this shit. This was like one of the coolest things I had ever seen as far as like animation, as far as Batman was concerned. I was just absolutely in love with this show. I love it to death. I love it now. I own the Blu-ray. I will never not love this show. I'll never not love this concept, and I hope that one day we get a revisit of this. Speaking of which, actually, look at that. You like that? Y'all like that? Drawn by one and only Brandon McKinney. He served as I believe he was a storyboard artist on Batman Beyond way back in the day. But yeah, that's a print he did, and I got that signed at SAC Anime. So thank you, Brandon, for that. I greatly appreciate that. As I mentioned before, Batman Beyond is one of my favorite takes on the character. I hope one day we get to revisit that somewhere down the line. But let's see who's here. Who's joining me today for some Friday-filled nonsense. Excuse me. We got Rayno Martinez, Shea Wiggum for Batman. Who's Shea Wiggum? I'm gonna look this up. I don't know. I feel like this is like one of those names I've seen. That's okay. Phil. Okay. Okay, that's a funny post, but not shaved. It was good though. I give you that. Should not be named. Peter Moore, yes, about Scoops. Yeah, I'm sure that he is. They usually tends to. What's up, Nerd Costa Nostra? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Back at you, back at you. OneBot85. Loved how you went on Kingdom of Nerds trying to explain to both and Max and proves that audiences will not be confused with seeing two versions of Batman in live action. I mean, look, it's not hard. I mean, we got the Batman in 2022, and then the Flash came out in 2023, and the Flash had Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and George Clooney. Even though George Clooney technically didn't suit up, people were just, I mean, yeah, the movie didn't do well, but even still, like the marketing and the concept remained. Like, people aren't gonna say no to more Batman. That's like people are gonna say no to more Spider-Man. Into and Across the Spider-Verse proved that notion completely wrong. Spider-Man No Way Home proves that notion wrong. I don't really understand the logic and argument that people are trying to make. You can't do more than one Batman at a time. I think that's complete and utter nonsense in my opinion, but that's just me. Have you seen the AI art of job hunts for Brennan Sklenar? I'm assuming this is for Batman. If that's the case, no, I have not. The Will Smith thing just screamed Super Bowl ad. I mean, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I did not understand the end credit scene of Creature Commandos. What was the point? Okay, so I actually don't have that in my notes, but yeah, Creature Commandos came to an end yesterday. This is the last episode of season 1. Season 2 is confirmed to be happening. The post-credit scene did, in fact, feature spoilers. Frankenstein. It's funny. I was actually listening to Dave the Film Junkie talk about this and theorizing what he thought the post-credit scene was going to be. And me having watched the whole series well in advance before it all debuted week by week, just couldn't help but chuckle. Because, you know, I saw a little bit of hubbub about, oh, there's a post-credit scene and what's it going to tease? What's going to set up? I'm just like, well, it doesn't really set up much, does it? It just lets you know, like, hey, Frankenstein's still alive, and there's arguably going to be more banter between him and the bride in the sophomore season. Undated. There's actually something really cool that was supposed to happen for me regarding that show on Wednesday, but unfortunately the fires happening in LA put a kibosh on that. But yeah, you know, the 7th episode of Creature Commandos was a real tearjerker, wasn't it? It was a real gut wrencher, if I do say so myself. Overall, though, I think the series was fun. I would actually even say that I actually feel pretty comfortable that saying that Creature Commandos is probably my favorite thing from James Gunn up to this point. Yeah, that's how much I liked it. There was a couple things where I was just like, nope. If you've heard me talk about the show before, you know full well what I'm referring to. Like, it's not an open secret, but yeah, like I feel pretty comfortable in saying I think that's probably my favorite thing that James Gunn has done to date so far. Like, over the Guardian stuff, over the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Like, I feel pretty comfortable saying, like, I think Creature Commandos is probably my favorite thing. So, yeah, Kids WB, January of 99. Derek Powers' Blight was a great villain. I agree with that sentiment. Poor Nina, right? Poor Nina Mazursky. I feel really bad for whoever has to break that news to G.I. Robot, because they're not going to be ready for that. I feel like G.I. Robot's going to be pretty devastated, maybe. Well, I don't know. You know, he said he wanted to just go back to killing Nazis with the Easy Company, and they're not around. I'm not sure that G.I. Robot really understands the concept of life and death. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I did think it was cool that in the final moments of season 1, the bride is introduced to, you know, a couple new characters. Obviously, there was King Shark from the Suicide Squad, who was voiced by Diedrich Bader this time around, which was cool. And then there was also Nosferatu, the giant winged bat chick. So that was cool. And then there's also this mummy character whose name I just do not remember, but he's a very obscure DC character, which I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. So hold on one second. My mouse is being goofy. There we go. Wonder how Rick Flag is going to feel learning the princess is dead. I think he's going to be in a coma for a while since his back is broken. And then once his back is broken, the whole thing with Superman happens. And he's probably not going to be too concerned with what went down in Pakistan. I would also argue that everything that happened in Pakistan is probably the reason why he's the head of Argus by the time Superman and Peacemaker roll around. But I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. But overall, Creature Commandos, it was a fun time. Fun show. Speaking of Jimmy Guns and James Gunn, there was this image that came out today, which I was like, oh, that's cool. Go ahead and pull this up for everyone. So this image of David Cornsweet looking cheekily and happy on, I'm assuming, somewhere in Metropolis as Superman. Seen comparison photos of him next to Christopher Reeve. I've seen a side-by-side of his Clark Kent versus this. I've seen, the whole ringer of responses to this. And I'm like, okay, it's just another image of David Cornsweet as Superman. No big deal. No big deal at all. I mean, it's a big deal if you're highly anticipating this movie, which I can understand, definitely. But, good-looking photo, good-looking dude. Probably do just fine as Superman. So, I'm all for it. I think it looks cool. It's a great image. But this kind of leads into the thing the news that came out today, and that is James Gunn and Ozu are presenting a sneak peek of Superman during the Puppy Bowl, and that will happen on Super Bowl Sunday, which is the first weekend of February. Now, I was on record saying I didn't at all think they were going to show anything for Superman at the Super Bowl. I am wrong. Clearly, I was wrong. The Puppy Bowl hasn't been present for a while. Bringing it back and having James Gunn and Ozu debuting a sneak peek of the movie during the Puppy Bowl, that's actually gonna... I would not be shocked if this leads to the most views for the Puppy Bowl ever. That would be really funny. But not at all a surprise. Not at all surprising, personally. Stop sharing that. Oh, why did I stop sharing? I didn't mean to stop sharing that. I wanted to read that. God damn it. What the F? Okay. All right. Director James Gunn and O's dog Ozu will debut a sneak preview of the film during the Puppy Bowl, with one dog receiving the Crypto Super Play Award. That's new. WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, is using one of its tentpole annual events in a major... It literally says that in the article. I shit you not. Events and major marketing push for its biggest film of the year. The company is bringing back the Puppy Bowl for its 21st installment this year, but will use the game to bolster its upcoming DC Comics film. Block! Fuck! Superman, which is meant to jumpstart James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC Cinematic Universe. In fact, Warner Brothers Discovery says that Gunn will appear during the Puppy Bowl with his dog Ozu, who served as the inspiration for the super dog Crypto in the film. Gunn will introduce a sneak preview of Superman and deliver a special message to viewers. In addition, one pup participating in the game will be awarded the Crypto Super Play Award. Warner Brothers Discovery, like every big entertainment company, is increasingly using every lever at its disposal, that's worded really weirdly, at its disposal to market its top priority projects. NBC Universal, for example, has a strategy it called Symphony, which it used to great effect for last year's Wicked. I remember that. While the connection between puppies playing football and comic book superheroes might seem strained, given the prominent role that Crypto plays in the film, there is some logic to play in the move. WBD says that last year's event won 12.6 million views across its simulcast. Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl began in 2005 as a counter-programming to the Super Bowl, which is always the most watched TV event of the year, which other TV channels simply don't bother programming original content against. The format has changed for the years. It features puppy playing and competing with balls and toys in a custom-built stadium. The Puppy Bowl also raises awareness for adoption, which is pertinent to the man himself because Ozu, his dog, was an adopted animal. So it all kind of comes full circle. Let's see. It looks like the 2025 edition will include 142 puppies from 80 shelters and will be simulcast not only on Animal Planet, but as well as TBS, True TV, Discovery Max, and Discovery Plus. It will kick off, so to speak, at 2 p.m. with the pre-show at 1. I'm assuming that's probably Pacific time. Could be earlier. I honestly don't know. Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl serves an annual pop culture programming event that continues to expand and reach awareness and, of course, puppies every year, says Howard Lee, Chief Creative Officer of U.S. Networks and President of Discovery Networks. Win or lose, Puppy Bowl 21 will have the cutest players in the game on Sunday, February 9th, and will inspire families across the country to adopt a new furry friend. Oh, wait, so February 9th? Okay. So technically that would be the second weekend of February because the first weekend kind of technically falls on the first. February 1st falls on a Saturday. So second weekend of February. I misspoke. But hey, that's cool. James Gunn and his dog Ozu are going to present a little something for Superman during the Puppy Bowl. I mean, hey, use dog to promote dog. It goes hand in hand, I suppose. I don't know. I see the logic in it. It makes sense to me. Again, I wasn't at all expecting them to do anything Superman related at the Super Bowl so soon after doing that trailer. But given that Superman is in full marketing mode at the moment, I mean, it makes sense. I don't doubt one bit that the full trailer, the next full story trailer or whatever the hell they're going to call it, probably going to hit at CinemaCon, because I think James Gunn and Peter Safran made mention of the fact they will be at CinemaCon last year. So I don't know. I thought that was cool news to pop out of today. I'm again not all that surprised that this is going to be a thing. It was very cool. Staying in the DCU realm, moving right along to Mr. Josh Brolin, who apparently also wants in the DCU. So I looked at this when it happened. Apparently, he shared an image of Darkseid drawn by Boss Logic to his Instagram story. I went to Josh Brolin's Instagram story, and I did not see that image shared. So I don't know if he deleted it. I don't know if it was a Photoshop or something. But I would not be shocked if Josh Brolin wants something in DC. I think he wants to be in the DC universe because obviously, he's got a bit of a connection there with James Gunn, having played Thanos for him in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first film, and of course subsequently in Infinity War, Endgame, and all that shit. But it was ultimately like the Guardians 1 movie where Thanos was introduced and he had to work with James Gunn. He was circled for Hal Jordan at one point and turned it down. So I do think that Josh Brolin wants in on the DC universe. What that role is, can't tell you. And that I have no idea. Because I've seen people fan cast as fucking... Most often one I've seen so far is, for whatever reason, Darkseid. And, Boss Logic did share the image of him as Darkseid. And I'm like, well, that's a little too on the nose, given he just played the equivocal of Darkseid in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like that's very, again, just super on the nose. I've seen some people say he should be Deathstroke, which, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him play Deathstroke. I think, especially after Joe Manganiello and Manu Bennett and Esai Morales. I think those guys did a pretty solid job, but I think Josh Brolin will probably knock it out of the park. I think he'd make an excellent Ted Grant. that's a complete 180 from something like a Thanos or even something super powered. Like Ted Grant is one of the most lethal hand-to-hand combatants in DC Comics, and I could easily see that being kind of a springboard for a lot of other cool characters, i.e. more specifically like Black Canary. Like if you have Ted Grant, I feel like you could introduce Black Canary in that way. But I've also seen some people say Jim Gordon. I know Dave, the film junkie, was talking about it. I think Monday or Wednesday. Monday. I think it was Monday he was talking about it. But yeah, I could see Josh Brolin getting into the DC universe. I could see that as a definite possibility. Cameron Walker. I've seen people saying Creature Commandos is worse. James Gunn wrote other than Guardians 2. Look, I don't like Guardians 2 all that much. I think it's a little convoluted and bloated in certain respects and kind of breaks its own rules in a way. And I don't know, that movie just feels really bogged down in a lot of ways, and I wasn't really a fan of that one. But Creature Commandos is my favorite thing he's done so far. And if people are calling it the worst thing he's done since Guardians 2, well, hey, that's their prerogative, I suppose. But I don't know. Going back to the old Josh Brolin thing, I think, I feel like he'd make an excellent Ted Grant. I could see him being Deathstroke. Darkseid again would be a little too on the nose. Jim Gordon's a great choice. There was one other character I had in mind for him, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was, because I was thinking about this all week when this news broke on Monday about, him sharing the Darkseid image and whatnot to his Instagram story. Yeah, I mean, I'm all the way on Team Ted Grant personally, but I would not be opposed to seeing him play Deathstroke. I think he'd make an excellent Deathstroke, especially after, seeing him play Cable in Deadpool 2. I feel like Deathstroke is similar in a lot of ways to Cable, but not quite. Obviously, there's some power set differences going on there. But yeah, I think that Josh Brolin would be an excellent fit into the DC universe. It's just all about finding that right role for him. Speaking of roles, there's this image I saw on Threads. And if anyone has been reading Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman, boy, you are in for a treat. Is Sony Pictures looking to do an Ultimate Universe? It's actually, so the Ultimate Universe is actually 1610, not 6160. Spider-Man, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He looks just like older grown Peter Parker from Ultimate Spider-Man. But when someone asked this, I was like, if asking Sony Pictures to make a great decision after such things like Morbius, Madam Web, Venom, The Last Dance of Kraven seems like a pretty big ask in 2025. So I don't know what the plan is, if there's any at all. But when it comes to Spider-Man, when it comes to Andrew Garfield, when it comes to Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, when it comes to Andrew Garfield in any capacity whatsoever, Spider-Man related, I think the next logical step for him, in my opinion, would be something like this. Like, have him be older Peter Parker, have him be adult Peter Parker, maybe mentoring a Miles, maybe, having settled down with a Mary Jane and having children. And I don't know. I just think Andrew Garfield looks just like Ultimate Peter Parker, and that's all you need from me. You tell me that. Oh, excuse me. You tell me that Andrew Garfield is back in the fucking Spider-Man world and he's wearing a Spider-Man outfit again. I'm fucking there day one. There's no. You won't get a no from me on that, straight up. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was a nice little. And this isn't the first time I've seen that either. I've seen this make the rounds multiple times. I wish Sony would have the testicular fortitude to move forward with such a thing and find and hire a competent writer to do something with that. But they're evidently just in the business of making cheap Spider-Man knockoff movies without Spider-Man in them. Well, maybe not so much anymore, but maybe in the future. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. Time will tell. Seems like they're kind of occupied with Beyond the Spider-Verse and whatever Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 is going to turn into. Remains to be seen. But we'll see about that, I'm sure. All right. Speaking of reboots to some extent, because Andrew Garfield was reboot number 1, Tom Holland was reboot number 2 of Spider-Man. This is a very interesting reboot, because this is bound to piss some people off. That's right. Holes is getting... My fucking mouse is just acting like shit today. What the fuck? There we go. Oh, not that story. Remove. Stop screen. Okay. Where is it? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. There we are. All right. So, Hole's gender-swapped reboot gets Disney Plus pilot order. Louis Sachar's 1998 novel Holes and its 2003 Disney movie adaptation are getting a TV series treatment with a twist. Disney Plus has handed out a pilot order to a potential series that reimagines the story with a female lead. Deadline has confirmed. Written by Alina Mankin and Liz Fang as showrunner, Holes, the series centers on a teenage girl who is sent to a detention camp where the ruthless warden forces the campers to dig holes for a mysterious purpose. Fang and Mankin executive produced with Drew Goddard and Sarah Esberg of Goddard Textiles. The movie's producer, Mike Medavoy, Walden Media, which was behind the 2003 feature, as well as rights holder Shamrock 20th Television, where Goddard is under a first look deal, is the studio. Directed by Andrew Davis from a script by Sachar, the film stars Shia LaBeouf as Stanley Yelnats, who gets sentenced to 18 months of hard labor at Camp Green Lake, a juvenile detention camp. Sigourney Weaver, John Voight, Patricia Arquette, Tim Blake Nelson, and Eartha Kitt also starred. So, I don't know why you would do that. Because, and look, I'm not opposed to gender swapping or anything like that. I'm not opposed to reimagining stories. I'm just like, that's fine. Do your thing, whatever. I'm pretty open-minded about a lot of shit. But you're taking a story like Holes, had a very successful film at the time. Granted, the lead actor in that movie has become kind of a question mark in many ways with Shia LaBeouf, but you know, everyone else brought something incredible to the table with their performances. That is arguably one of the most, I would say that Holes is one of the most faithfully adapted books since The Outsiders, minus a few tweaks here and there. But my question is, like, you're going to reboot this as a series on Disney Plus, and you're going to give it the twist of a gender swap for every character. I'm assuming every character, because, well, you said the lead is going to be centered around a young teenage girl, and I'm like, well, if you do the book again, your only other option is to make Stanley large and obese like he is in the book. You can't have that on Disney Plus because ain't no adult is gonna watch a TV show shaming fat kids. But at the same time, also, like, doing the whole gender swap thing, it's like, you would think after all the gruff you got for The Acolyte and Miss Marvel and a bunch of other shit, you really think the go woke, go broke crowd isn't gonna look at this and fucking put a target on it immediately? Hey, maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't give a shit. Which I would say, hey, don't at all pay attention to it. Because we all know they're all just a vocal minority of loud dipshits who spend time on Twitter harassing women and other people. So, I don't know. I'll watch it. I like the book a lot. I like the movie a lot. I'm just kind of like, if you're going to swap Stanley for a girl, like, what is her name? It's going to be Shelley? Shelley Yelnats the fourth? Like, how does Zero work? Like, how are you going to do all of this? Like, are you going to literally gender swap everybody? Is the warden going to be a dude this time? Like, I got questions. I have legitimate questions about this. So, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not mad. I'm not like, no, kill it with fire or cancel it or whatever. But, like, no. I think people who are fans of the book and the movie, they have questions. I think there's legitimate questions to be asked. So, I'm sure as this progresses and, you get to film it and whatever. Another question I just thought of, how many seasons are you going to try and squeeze out of this? Because that movie and that book, it ain't big. It's like that big, if that. That's not a long story. I could see, maybe. Look, best case scenario, they just do a limited series and that's it. Do not try and drag this out. Do not try and franchise this. For the love of God, please do not try and franchise this. Because Holes, at least in my experience, I don't think it ever had a sequel book. I could be wrong about that because I didn't pay too much attention. I just remember my 5th grade teacher reading us the book Holes, and then as we were old enough, we were getting the fucking movie at the same time. So, again, like, I don't know what their intent with it is. I'm just hoping that they remain faithful to the story, do their own thing, and hopefully they don't veer too far away into some creative differences. I mean, the whole thing is about getting, by the comeuppance of it, the climax is Zero and Stanley digging up the hole in which he found that tube of lipstick from Kissing Kate Barlow. And I'm like, well, is Kissing Kate Barlow going to be like kissing Chris Barlow? Like, what the fuck are we going to do here? Like, I don't know, man. Like, again, as a fan of this book and the movie, I got questions, and I don't think I'm going to get any answers for it anytime soon. And it's fine. Like, I just saw this news because my buddy Lance posted it in our Discord, and I was just like, all right, well, they're doing it. Oh, Cameron Walker in here with the knowledge. Holes has a sequel book about another character. We'll look this up. So I feel like I might have heard about this before. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so there is a sequel book. There is Stanley Elnat's Survival Guide Camp to Green Lake. Small Steps. The sequel to Holes. Former camper Armpit is now 17 and struggling with the challenges facing an African-American teenager with a criminal history, a new friendship with Jenny, who has cerebral palsy, a reunion with former friend X-Ray, a ticket scalping scheme, a beautiful pop singer, and a frame-up, all to test Armpit's resolve just to take small steps and keep him moving forward. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. I had no idea this even existed. This is fucking awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to have to seek that out. No joke. I will seek that fucking out. That looks cool. That sounds cool. I want to read that book. Because I liked Armpit. I liked Armpit in the movie, and I liked him in the story. So, yeah. That'd be cool. I'm definitely going to fucking check that out. Thank you for the knowledge bomb, Cameron. I appreciate it. You'll get answers when you watch the series. I know, I'm sure. But, like, okay. Also, asterisk that, because we're going to get answers as it leads up to production. If this thing is getting a pilot order, that means they either have cast someone or they're going to start casting someone very, very soon. Matter of fact, I would guess that if this thing goes into production by the end of the year, we could see it on Disney Plus next year. I could see that happening. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know what else we're going to see happen? Armie Hammer joining Uwe Boll's The Dark Knight. Oh, man, I never thought I'd say those words, but here we are. Here we are. I cannot believe this is a thing. This is a thing that is happening, and it is wild. This is fucking wild. Oh my God. I just can't. Okay, so Armie Hammer set for lead role in Yui Boll's vigilante thriller, The Dark Knight. Armie Hammer's comeback is picking up steam from nabbing the starring role in Yui Boll's latest film, The Dark Knight. Hammer is set to play the crime-fighting titular character in the vigilante thriller, which is scheduled to begin principal photography in Croatia just mere weeks from now, January 27th. The embattled actor who saw his career come to a halt in 2021 following allegations of sexual misconduct recently returned to work in Travis Mill's forthcoming Western Frontier Crucible, which also stars Thomas Jane and William H. Macy. Following a lengthy probe, Los Angeles prosecutors in 2023 declined to charge the actor with any crime. Prior to the allegations, Hammer starred in such high-profile picks such as Gore Verbinski's The Lone Ranger, Guy Ritchie's The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and Luca Guadagnino's Call Me By Your Name. In a recent podcast interview, Hammer said that his acting career has picked up so much that he started to turn jobs down. My dance card's getting pretty full, he said. That first job that I turned down after 4 years of this shit, I mean, it was the best feeling I've ever had. In The Dark Knight, based on an original script by Boll, Hammer plays Sanders, who takes justice into his own hands as he sets out to hunt down criminals, while his crusade transforms him into a social media sensation and a hero in the eyes of the public. The local police chief sees him as a menace to society and aims to take him down. The story of The Dark Knight couldn't be more of a current topic. I'm excited to bring to life with this excellent cast, said Boll. Recent films include the crime drama First Shift and the forthcoming migrant crisis thriller Run. With the new film's familiar title might conjure images of certain Cape Crusader, executive producer Michael Roche pointed out, our movie is very different from Christopher Nolan's movie, so there is no danger of confusion. With Armie Hammer in the lead role and more great actors to be announced soon with an outstanding script, we are excited to build the great response for First Shift and Run. We'll have another strong movie soon, he added. Representatives for Hammer did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Okay, The Dark Knight marks Boll's 37th film. The prolific director's list credits including big-budget action movies like In Name of the King, cult favorites Postal, and the Rampage trilogy, such social-conscious films as Attack on Darfur and Assault on Wall Street. The Dark Knight is produced by Boll, along Roche as an executive producer. Boll is again working with his regular collaborators, including DP Matthias Newman, line producer Boris Velikin, and editor Ethan Maniquis. Telepost in Santa Monica is handling post-production on the feature. Did y'all know at one point in time Armie Hammer was supposed to be Batman? Yes. Armie Hammer at one point in time was going to be George Miller's Batman in the now canned, long-time canned, Justice League Mortal. Now he's in a movie. He's going to star in a movie called The Dark Knight, directed by Yui Boll, who, well, his track record isn't exactly excellent. And Donovan brings up a really great point. I am wondering if Warner Brothers is going to be like, the fuck did you just title your movie? Who the fuck do you think you are? So I'd imagine a title change is imminent. It's going to happen. Possibly. Wouldn't doubt it. I just, when I saw this news, I just laughed. I couldn't believe the words that I saw strung together. Armie Hammer joins Yui Boll's The Dark Knight. That is the Mad Lib of 2025 nobody expected to happen. And I'm just like, well, maybe he'll finally get to play a little bit of Batman. I don't know. I found it funny, personally. That's about all I got for that. That's, again, I saw that news and I was like, do I have a do I have a good drop for this? I don't know. Let's see. Not particular. Actually, yeah, I do have a good drop for this. That's an oldie but a goodie, and I love that. I love that drop. That's one of the first ones I ever made. But yeah, that perfectly sums up my reaction to that. It was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck are we doing here? Like, what the fucking Army Hammer, UE Bowl, Dark Knight. Someone's legal team is going to get contacted at some point in the next few weeks, and I'm just going to sit back with my popcorn and just, But anyway, speaking of Batman. Okay. All right, here we go. So Matt Reeves and Andy Muschietti on the DCU Batman. So over last week, first we had Josh Horowitz interview Matt Reeves on the carpet. All right, he was on the carpet, I believe, for the Golden Globes or the Emmys, something like that. Let's go ahead and pull this clip up, shall we? Let's see. Let's see if this clip comes up. Here we go. Perfect. Hopefully I don't get hit with a copyright strike from this, but man, this is interesting right here. All right. There's Horowitz, there's Matt Reeves, obviously. So let's see what they have to say, right? Closed captions on. Yeah, closed captions on. All right, cool. Let me mute the music too, right quick. All right, here we go.
It's a big night for a big show. Congratulations on everything.
Yeah, thank you. It's exciting.
This has got to be the best possible outcome. I mean, you swing big every time, but you never know if it's going to connect. What's it been like to see?
It's been really exciting. I mean, we really felt like we were doing something special. Lauren did such an incredible job writing the show, and the writers are so
talking
great.
About the Penguin, obviously.
Amazing. I mean, Colin is so special, and Kristen's amazing, and Deirdre and Renzi. I mean, we have amazing people, and I have to say, we kind of felt like we were excited about the show, but to see that everybody else got as excited as they did, that means a lot.
It also felt like, I mean, from the outside looking in, people tune in as a curiosity at first.
Yeah.
Because they want to know what's up. But it built over the season.
It did. That was exciting. Yeah, because at the beginning you think, okay, so they're going to turn in to see the first one.
Right.
Oh, they're tuning in the second one and the third. That was really exciting to watch it build. It was really fun. It was just, it's one of those things too where the opportunity, it's the kind of thing you can really only do on HBO. I mean,
right.
Okay, so just real quick, again, hats off to Matt Reeves, Lauren LaFranc, Colin Farrell, Renzi Fleet, everyone who worked on the Penguin, because again, to their point, like watching the numbers and the viewership increase for the show, it really just continues to drive home the point of, there's a little narrative going, oh, no one cares about the Batman. No bullshit. If people are watching this fucking show, people give a shit about the Batman. I don't care what anyone says.
HBO, to take a character like that and really do a deep dive the way that we were able to do is a really, really special thing. And I just think they were incredible, the way they allowed us to do it.
So obviously, the audience already has an appetite. We're greedy in a good way. We want more.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many discussions, are there real discussions about a season 2 right now?
Yeah. Lauren and Dylan and Colin and I are talking about doing another season, and it's all about, obviously we're doing the Batman 2. We want to get the timing right on that. But our plan is, and our hope is absolutely to do another season. We just have to come up with the idea that we think is the right idea, which is what we're working on.
Are you happy with, obviously the release date changed for Batman Part 2?
Yeah.
You want the script to be in a good place?
Of course.
So are you happy with the progress you're making and the release date you have now?
Yes, absolutely. No, this year we're going to be shooting, and I'm very excited about it. And it's there's been a lot of stuff going on, and, it's taken longer than I would have wanted. But also, I'm super excited about what we're doing. So
Okay. So the sequel will shoot this year. That much is set in stone. And then they're probably going to shoot well into next year and then spend the rest of the year in post. Marketing will probably begin January, February, something like that of 27. But yeah, this should quell anyone's fears. Unless something drastic happens and it causes another delay, I don't see that happening. But
really can't wait to share that with everybody.
So how tough has it been to figure out your main villain? There have been a lot of rumors lately. I've even heard Freeze has a potential villain.
Answer anything that you're
by now you've determined who the bad guy is.
Yes, of course, or we'd really be in trouble.
Okay.
It's going to be surprising to the audience.
So the villain is decided on for this movie. the villain is chosen. And he played very coy about whether or not it was Mr. Freeze or someone else. He very coyly said, "I cannot. You asked me things I cannot answer." And I like that. I like how coy Matt Reeves is about this.
Hope so. Yeah, I think so. I think that the story is a continuation in a certain way and completely different in another, and is going to show a different sides of Rob. I mean, I think it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really cool.
Do you pay attention to the rumors out there? Because there are new rumors every single day.
I mean, you just kind of look at them casually and go like, oh, is that what they think now? Oh, interesting. Okay. But it's, you just got to put your head down and do what you do and try and do it as best you can.
And thoughts on other spin-off series at this point for Zoe, for other characters?
I mean, look, I would love to do more, but I think right now the thing that we're really focused on, obviously we're talking about doing the second season of the Penguin, but my big priority is to get the Batman 2 shooting and going, and then it'd be exciting to see where we'll go from there.
And last thing for you, I spoke to James Gunn recently, and I asked him, obviously he talked about, letting you do your Reeves verse on his own. And I did ask him, have you contemplated recently integrating Rob into the DCU? And he said, they've talked about it because you talk about everything.
Sure, yeah.
What's your attitude about that at this point?
I mean, it really comes down to whether or not it makes sense. And, I think what's been great is it was really a kind of a story that I wanted to tell, we're calling the Epic Crime Saga and all of that, which is the thrust of what we wanted to do. And it's been
important keywords there. Story I wanted to tell, Epic Crime Saga, doesn't make sense. Mind you, this is a Batman still in his second year, going into his third, and yet some people are convinced that this Batman is going to get integrated in the DCU with Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, all that shit. It just doesn't make sense the more you think about it, right? Right. At least logic would lead you to believe.
Important to me to be able to play that out. And, James and Peter have been really, really great about that, and they're letting us do that. And, what the future brings, I can't really tell you. I have no idea right now, except that my head is down now about getting the Batman Part 2 shooting and to make it something really, really special, which of course is the most important thing.
And if they decide we really want Rob to be our DCU Batman,
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see where that goes.
Fair enough. I won't put you on the spot anymore. Congratulations. Enjoy this.
Okay, so look at his body language. Look at Matt Reeves' body language answering that question, right? He kind of went, I don't know. Polite. That's a polite way of saying, no, probably not. Right? And then, you got everyone in their fucking feels about this. And they're like, oh, he didn't say no. It could happen. Oh, it could happen. Oh, Robert Pattinson next to David Cornsweet. Oh, it might happen. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. You want to know why it's not going to happen? Here's why it's not going to happen. Because Andy Muschietti, that's right, Mr. Andy Muschietti, put this shit to rest. Oh my God. This was amazing to see this. I loved seeing this. Oh my God. Seeing this quote, seeing this video, seeing this interview in a podcast that I did not at all fucking understand because I don't speak Spanish. This was, oh man, you have no idea just how fucking this is how I was feeling about this. Just so fucking, This doesn't put the nail in the coffin. I don't know what to fucking tell anyone. Holy shit. All right. Andy Muschietti says Robert Pattinson will not be the DCU Batman. There is a Batman that everyone knows is the Batman that belongs in the new universe. The Batman of Matt Reeves is obvious. He's not from the new universe. And this was from a podcast from Radio TU. And the timestamp, I believe, is, let's see, I have it down here. The timestamp for this was 25 minutes, 52 seconds in case anyone wants to find out for themselves. You can translate and transcribe it yourself. But yeah, Andy Muschietti basically came in and went, nope, I'm still working on the movie. I've been in contact with James Gunn about this. We're making sure that this movie doesn't release close to or around Batman Part 2 to avoid any confusion of any kind whatsoever, or be like, just having two live action Batman movies that close together doesn't really seem like a great idea, because then you tend to oversaturate yourself and oversaturate Batman, which I understand completely. I do think that this is probably going to push Batman Brave and the Bold down the release down, way down, and it might very well be like one of the last things of Gods and Monsters Chapter 1. Assuming, Superman takes off and Supergirl and Lanterns fucking hits as well as they do. But yeah. It seems to me that clearly there's a collaborative effort here between Matt Reeves and James Gunn, Peter Safran, and Andy Muschietti to be like, yeah, no, Matt Reeves is doing his own thing. We're going to abide by that. We're going to let him do that. Meanwhile, Andy Muschietti is working on Batman Brave and the Bold when he gets the chance to, when we decide it's got a good enough story and we can put it into production. It's that simple. It's really not rocket science. I don't understand why so many fans feel so compelled to just try and jump through hoops and play mental gymnastics and be like, oh, it's just going to be so easy. If you just put Robert Pattinson next to David Corenswet, you have so much footwork done. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Do you guys just like love limiting creative freedom? Because I feel like that's exactly what here's the thing that really pisses me off about fans. Hardcore fans. It's always I want. It's always about fucking entitlement when it comes to this shit. It's like, oh, well, I love Robert Pattinson's Batman so much, but Andy Muschietti did a bad job on The Flash, so fuck him. I want Robert Pattinson's Batman to be the DCU Batman. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? No. Like, and again, it goes back to like the whole logistics of it all. Like, again, Robert Pattinson is in like year 3. The Batman we saw in Creature Commandos is probably like, I don't know, year 8, 9, something like that, seasoned in his prime. Also, didn't look a fucking thing like Robert Pattinson's Batman. FYI. In case that wasn't clear enough. So, yeah, and on top of that, Brave and the Bold Batman is going to be like year 15 or something because he's got a kid, Robin, who's his kid, who's like 10. And Dick Grayson will probably be Nightwing. And Barbara Gordon will either be Oracle or she will be a grown-ass woman as Batgirl. But no, fuck that. We want Robert Pattinson as the DCU Batman because we're so fucking entitled and what we want is what we want and you're fucking wrong. Just let us have our fun speculation that we want to be true. No. You people, you know what? I got the perfect drop for this shit. For people who are just so like, I want Robert Pattinson's Batman to be the DCU Batman. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Well, guess what?
I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay? So
you're living in a fucking dream world. Living in a fucking dream world. That's for sure. That is for sure. Anyway. Before I get to my most anticipated films of the year, I'm going to jump back to the other side of the fence for real quick. But just to put a pin on this. In case it couldn't be any more clear for anyone out there, Andy Muschietti is going to get his own Batman for the DC Universe. I'm sure him and James Gunn are going to collaborate and do the casting thing for it when time comes for that, and they'll decide who is Batman in the DC Universe. Meanwhile, Matt Reeves is like, no, I'm going to do my own epic crime saga. I'm going to have Batman go through trials and tribulations, and, he's going to be put through the fucking ringer, and, well, that's my version of Batman. I made it first outside of an extended universe because that's what I signed a fucking contract for. Yeah. So, and on top of that, like James Gunn even mentioned this, I think on the 6th episode for the review of Creature Commandos or something like that. It was during the Horowitz podcast. I'm mistaken. It was for the Horowitz stuff. He was asked point blank, like, yeah, we talked about it. I considered it, but, and I quote, I am committed to telling Elseworld stories. You know what falls into that category? Matt Reeves' Batman. Let that be the final word, I say, in regards to this entire situation, pending anything changes whatsoever. But yes. My boy Jake's in the chat. Let's see. We got, hope you're doing good, man. Can't stay long tonight. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you. Yes, I know. It's one of my favorite shirts, even though it's kind of very thin and small and very like constrictive. But yeah, Muschietti's handling Keaton Batman was one of not the best parts of the Flash. I have confidence in deliver a Batman project that has him more front and center. And on top of that, like Andy Muschietti was so shackled by so many executives to make the Flash a certain way. I feel like James Gunn is like, yeah, no, I've seen your It movies. Make Batman Brave and the Bold the way you want to fucking make it, but let's decide on a good story to tell, but give it your flair. Like that's all how collaboration works, folks. Oh my God. What a novel fucking concept. Braden, I saw you pop into, man. How you doing? If like he did one bad movie and people forget about his other movies, like It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. And he's also got Welcome to Derry he's working on. He said he's also going to probably do like another movie or two in between now with their Welcome to Derry and, you know, whenever he gets to Brave and the Bold. And we don't even fucking know who's writing Brave and the Bold, if anybody. So this whole, like, I love that certain fans are playing mental judgment. Oh, when is it going to release? When is it going to release? It doesn't have a release date for a fucking reason, because it's not an immediate production. Yeah, because that's how that fucking works. If you don't have a script, you're not in pre-production. If you don't have a script, you're not working on anything. If you don't have a script, you're not test screening any actors. If you don't have a script, you don't have a date. Now, granted, Matt Reeves' situation was a little different because ownership of who had say over his film changed from one entity to another. And then with that, as we've now seen, he's got his hand in the pie of all things Batman. So that's a very different, unique situation. But overall, bottom line, point is, Matt Reeves gets his own Batman. Andy Muschietti gets the Batman for the DCU. End of conversation. People should not look that deeply into it. And if you want Andy Muschietti off Brave and the Bold, well, you're a terrible person. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, moving into just real quick before I get into my top 20 top most anticipated films of 25. Skeleton Crew. I know this is a complete fucking change of pace for everyone, but Skeleton Crew. Episodes 6 and 7. I have my episodes, my reviews written on Multiverse of Color if you guys want to go check out the written form of what I'm going to say here. But basically, episodes 6 and 7 of the show, because I didn't get to talk about episode 6 last time, and we're cutting close on time here before we get into my most anticipated of 25. I keep like thinking top of 25, but we're in 25. So that point is, Skeleton Crew. Loving the show. Loving episode 6. Really loved episode 7. I loved where they took the kids back to At-Atten. I loved seeing the ship and how that was basically the key to get back to At-Atten. I loved all the fucking crazy lunacy with Jod becoming a full-blown pirate. I loved all that shit. Like this, if you were not watching Skeleton Crew, you were a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend you do yourself a favor and check the show out. All right. That's all I got to say about episode 6 and 7. I don't really want to spoil anything more for that. But before we sign off, I'm going to go through my most anticipated films of 2025. That's right, folks. Okay, so first and foremost, this upcoming one is actually very, very soon. I think it's next week, actually. And the red carpet for it actually, unfortunately, got canceled because of the fires in LA. But yeah. Oh, is it next week? It is next week. Never mind. It's next week. I might actually go see this next week. That is Wolfman. Yeah, its red carpet was unfortunately canceled due to the ongoing fires in Los Angeles. But yeah, Wolfman. I'm excited for this. I like Lee Whannell. I think Lee Whannell is a great director. I think he can do no wrong. I think he's got the chops to do whatever he wants on a any scale. He literally, Lee Whannell can do no wrong in my humble opinion. So I'm excited. I like a good horror movie. I mean, I loved Nosferatu, even though it was kind of more thrillery, but also horror-y. It brought vampires back to more scary. It brought them into a more scary light, which I appreciated. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Wolfman. I will catch this hopefully next week. But next up, This one actually just got a new release date. And that is from the one and only Bong Joon-ho. Mr. Robert Pattinson also stars in this film. Mickey 17. Now, this looks like a just wicked, crazy science fiction lunatic time that I'm looking forward to. You got a guy who clones himself like 17, 20 fucking times, and you know, he dies and gets cloned and comes back. It's just all sorts of fucking crazy. But man, I'm looking forward to this. I will watch this. I can't wait to watch this, actually. This comes out in March. It actually, so it was initially slated for the 17th of January, or it might have even been the end of the month. Initially had a release date here in January, and then it got moved to April, but then it swapped dates with Sinners, the Michael B. Jordan film, which I am also looking forward to. I'll knock that out of the park right now. But now this movie comes out March. Oh, fuck, what is it? March 7th. March 7th. Okay. So about 2 months away, we get to see Bong Joon-ho's latest Mickey 17. All right. Next up, I don't think there is anything for this. I don't think there's like any. Yeah, no promotional, nothing for this. But The Accountant 2 comes out April 25th, 2025. Ben Affleck reprising the role of Christian Wolf, John Bernthal as Braxton, Christian's brother. And it looks like J.K. Simmons and Cynthia Addai Robinson are also reprising their roles as well. We got new cast members in the form of Daniela Pineda, Allison Robertson, Robert Morgan, and Grant Harvey. Not really sure what the plot of this film. We haven't seen nothing from this, but I am looking forward to it on the just pure franchise of it all, because it is, you know, it's Ben Affleck, it's The Accountant, it's Gavin O'Connor. I like the first film. I want to see what they do with the second one. So that'll be interesting. It's also being produced by Artist Equities, which is great. And also it's being distributed by Amazon MGM, which means it's probably going to land on Amazon too. But I will hopefully get to see this in the theater. I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, I don't even know how I missed this, but Captain America: Brave New World, I've made note mention that being on my list as well. I can't wait for that. I can't believe I didn't even write it down on my list. Shame on me. I've got the other two Marvel films here, but yeah, Brave New World comes out next month, 1 week after the Super Bowl. I'm excited for that. It looks interesting. But also on my list, of course, is the one with the interesting title. And that is, of course, you've seen, if you've been on my channel before, you've probably seen me react to the trailers. You know about this. You know that I was in Hall H when they shared footage of this. That is, of course, Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. I can't wait for this film. A lot of it is shot and done practically, as far as the effects, as far as the action, as far as the stunts go. Pretty much everything about this film is practical for the most part. It's got a killer cast. Literally, they're all a bunch of killers. You've got Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova. You've got Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. You've got Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan reprising his role as Bucky Barnes. You've got Wyatt Russell playing John Walker. There we go. And of course, David Harbour. And at the center of it all, Florence Pugh, again, Yelena Belova, and of course, Julia Louis-Dreyfus coming back to play Val. And apparently her big scheme will be revealed throughout all of this. So I think this movie looks sick as fuck. I think Lewis Pullman is going to surprise people as Sentry, and I say that on pure speculation. They did not show us any Sentry footage in Hall H. They have not shown any Sentry footage at all throughout any of the marketing through this movie. But yeah, like I can't wait to see Thunderbolts. This is easily one of my most anticipated Marvel films of the year. Like I can't fucking wait for this movie. And of course, Olga Kurylenko, she's playing Taskmaster, but speculated rumor is she will not last long in this film. But I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I can't wait. I think the title change is inevitable at the end of the movie. It might get called Dark Avengers. I'm not really sure. I'm just going in with some pretty high expectations, and I don't doubt one bit I'm going to be surprised. I'm also not at all surprised by the next one on the list because, I mean, who the fuck didn't see this coming, right? And that, of course, is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Yes. So I've only ever seen one Mission Impossible movie in theaters, and that was Mission Impossible Fallout. I did not get to see Dead Reckoning in theaters back when it was called Dead Reckoning Part 1, and now it's just called Dead Reckoning. And now we've got The Final Reckoning. I remember speaking to Chris McQuarrie about Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning back when they were just known as Mission Impossible 7 and 8. He didn't really tell me anything. He told me nothing at all, actually, about any of this. But I've been looking forward to seeing how this wraps up. Obviously, Dead Reckoning leaves on kind of a cliffhanger, but not really. Like it wraps up in its own little way, but also leaves the door open for the Final Reckoning, obviously. Very action oriented. Obviously, I hope it fares better at the box office than Dead Reckoning did, because Dead Reckoning just had a fucking bad release date, being coupled up against Barbie and Oppenheimer. So we'll see. I hope Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. I don't doubt that technically and like stylistically it's going to be a great looking movie, because I love Chris McQuarrie as a director. I think he's very competent and skilled. But yeah, I'm excited. Will I see it in theaters? I hope so. If I can make it. Fingers crossed. All right. This next one. This next one's a very interesting one. Oh, damn it. No, that's not what I wanted. Open image, a new tab. There we go. Well, why isn't it the whole fucking poster? Come on, give me the, there we go. That's what I wanted. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, this next one, if you're a Cobra Kai fan, you shouldn't be too surprised. Karate Kid Legends. So this takes place a couple years after Cobra Kai wraps up. I actually know someone who has seen Cobra Kai. They did not tell me anything, but I am looking forward to this. This looks like a very interesting movie. You've got Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. They're the respective masters from the Karate Kid movie in 2010. And then, of course, Daniel LaRusso from the original Karate Kid trilogy, as well as Cobra Kai, coming together to train this young man in, I believe the setting is New York. So it's very interesting to me that this is a whole new movie that doesn't necessarily tie or have anything to do with Cobra Kai, and that's totally fine. Karate Kid is, at least in my opinion, malleable in that way. It's expansive in that way. But I'm excited. I can get down with this. I think it looks good. I think just the idea of having Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan in a Karate Kid movie in and of itself is also just interesting, because there's a lot you can do there. But yeah, Karate Kid Legends, I believe, is May 30th, 2025. But yeah, looking forward to that. All right. Next one shouldn't shock anybody. It really shouldn't shock anybody, honestly. So, well, you know what? I'm actually going to pull up the wordless art. No, that's too small. God damn it. Guess I don't have much of a choice. That's too small, too. What the fuck is going on here? That's for the DC shop. Come on, give me, just show me the goddamn poster. What the hell? What the fuck? Oh, my fucking God. I cannot find a good size poster for this. Holy shit. I'm just going to have to pull it up on my own damn profile. Actually, I might even have an image of it here. Hold on. No. Maybe in my downloads, maybe? Oh, that's all text-based. Son of a bitch. No, why can't I find a decent sized poster of this? Oh my fucking God, this is going to piss me off so much. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. Oh my fucking Christ. This is irritating. All right, look. Superman. Superman is absolutely on my list. I'm just as shocked as anyone to say that, believe me, because I talk some mad shit about Superman before that trailer happened, but I'm trying to find the poster because the poster looks amazing. It's very good, very well done. And I have an image of it too somewhere, but I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? But yeah, Superman is absolutely on my list, and I really want to find a fucking image of the poster, but it's going to irritate the fuck out of me if I can't. Let's see. Let's see. Is that it? No, that's not it, I don't think. What the fuck? What the fuck? How do I not have this fucking poster in my downloads? What the fuck? But yeah, Superman. Superman's on my list. Can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. It was initially titled Superman Legacy, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh my God, that's even smaller than what I want. Holy shit. Well, let's see if this pulls up and looks decent. It probably won't, but I mean, you guys get the fucking point. Like, that poster looks amazing. I wish it was bigger. I wish I could find a bigger one. I need to find a bigger one. But yeah, Superman is on my list. I am, again, I had a lot of reservations about this, but after that first trailer, I will say that, like, it moved a needle for me in a way I did not expect. I think this could be the most reserved James Gunn film he's ever made to date in terms of, like, superheroes and stuff like that. Because up to this point, he's mostly worked on the oddball stuff. He's never been handed like one of the giants, if you will. So him making a Superman movie and having it feel, pulpy, and I had a feeling it was going to look pulpy, and it does. It looks very science fiction pulpy, but in a way that I like. And I think it looks good, and I am excited for this film. I can say that I am excited for this as a fan of Henry Cavill Superman, as a fan of Zack Snyder's Superman. I can say with confidence that yes, I am excited for Superman. Which, believe me, I did not expect those words to exit my mouth. Trust me. Oh man, I was one of the biggest skeptics of this film up until watching that trailer. But I was like, all right, cool. I'm there. All right, this next one shouldn't surprise anyone either, because I am a massive fan of this franchise, of these characters, and for a while it was my most anticipated superhero film of 2025, and it still could be, because I am over the moon about the Fantastic Four: The First Steps. I love the Fantastic Four. I love Pedro Pascal. I think Vanessa Kirby is going to be an amazing Sue Storm. I think Ebon Moss-Bachrach is going to be an amazing Ben Grimm, and I love Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and Robert Downey Jr. coming in as Dr. Doom. That's I can't wait. And Ralph Ineson voicing the Galactus, dude, this movie's gonna fucking rule. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for this movie, and I can't wait to see the first bit of this trailer. I can't wait to see the first official trailer for Fantastic Four, hopefully before Captain America. That's my hope. That is my hope. All right, these last two, well, one's definitely more anticipated than the other one, but I'm actually excited for both. But the first one, I'm not sure a lot of other people share my same enthusiasm for. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That'll do it. That should get the point across. Mortal Kombat 2. That's right. I like the first Mortal Kombat film from 2021. Is it perfect? No. Is it flawed? Yeah. Is it fun? Yes, it is. It's a fun movie. It understands what it's adapting, and I think the second one has potential to be better. I hope it is. And I think that logo looks fucking dope, even though I can't blow that picture up any more than what's present. But yeah, I'm excited. It comes out in October. I hope we'll see something soon for it. But yeah, I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 2. And I think that logo with the dragon wrapped around the 2, I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. I can't wait for that. And then the last one on my anticipated list. I don't know if there's anything official for this yet. No, I don't think so. Yeah, no. So there's no official anything for this yet, but Predator Badlands from Dan Trachtenberg. I believe it stars one of the Fanning girls. Is it Elle? Might be, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but Predator Badlands, the follow-up to Prey. I feel like that's going to be a fun one. It's set in the not too distant future. We're going to see some predators come down to Earth and fuck some shit up in a futuristic setting. I like Prey. It took the date of Blade, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, that's my most anticipated films of 2025. Sorry I didn't have any more images of them because there's a few that there's no promotional anything for, so I couldn't. I had slim pickings, But yeah, we've got Jurassic World Rebirth coming out. There's a couple other things coming out this year. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, whatever. Fucking Snow White and a couple other indie things I will check out, like a Screamboat Willie. That one looks interesting. But people have been sleeping on both Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, and I still think they're going to surprise people. I agree. I think those movies are absolutely going to surprise people. I think Predator Badlands is probably going to surprise people too. I think Fox or 20th Century Studios looked at what Alien Romulus did and they went, oh fuck yeah, we need to put Predator Badlands in theaters. Like, we're not fucking up. We're not neutering you like we neutered Prey. No. We're giving you the theatrical treatment for sure. I can't wait to see what comes from Predator Badlands when that first trailer, teaser, whatever drops for it. That would be interesting. But yeah, those are my most anticipated films of 2025. Hopefully you guys all agree. If you have some that I didn't list off, let me know. But this is I'm well over my time limit that I usually like to do. But this is where I like to put a pin in it. This is where I like to sign off for the night. Chances are you will see me on the Vodka stream. You can catch me on the Commandos chats I was on my pal Ronan and Chains channel yesterday talking about the finale of Creature Commandos. You can catch me on Council Creators every Wednesday as well. You can catch me on the Creature Commandos podcast with my editor-in-chief of Multiverse Color, Mr. Andy Babakt, along with our pal Mike Sowell of Sowell Media, LLC. That's his company, not mine. Just throwing that out there for purposes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys can listen to my Eternal Night podcast, and you guys can catch my Pokemon Coliseum replays. I'm almost done with them. I have 5 more areas to clear with that, and then we might move on to Pokemon XD Guild of Darkness. We might do something else. Not really sure what other videos I'm going to do. Probably going to try and toying with the idea of doing like retro movie reviews, but or more like retrospective movie reviews of stuff that has come out prior to 2025. Like, I just watched Red State again for the first time in like a decade, and I have some thoughts about that, so I might put up like a revisit. Maybe I'll call it like revisiting reviews or something. I'm not really sure, but if y'all want to know, do that thing. Hit the like and subscribe button. Keep you informed of what I got going on here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No, I do not think that movie will move its date. I think that one and Fantastic Four are staying squarely in July. And that said, that is where I am going to answer this one last question. You want to watch Peter Pan, Neverland Nightmare? No, I'm not. I have no interest in any of that stuff, personally. But I am out for the night, at least as far as my channel is concerned. I will catch you guys next week for another edition of Friday Phil. As always, much love. Take care. Stay tuned. We'll be talking all bunch of nerd shit every week, every Friday, right here on my channel. Much love. Take care.